AITAH. My partner offered another woman food from our share plate while on a date. My partner, 30, and I 30 have been together for several years, and due to financial struggles, we hadn't had the chance to go on a proper date in over a year. Recently, we finally managed to get back on top of our finances and had a good week. To celebrate, he suggested that we go out and have a nice evening together. I was thrilled because I had really missed spending quality time with him. We planned a night out that included visiting a cozy bar, playing some games at the arcade, and then heading to a restaurant for dinner. It felt amazing to be out and about with him again, enjoying each other's company and forgetting about our financial worries. When we arrived at the restaurant, as we settled in and the waiter brought our food, my partner asked if I could go get some condiments from the front of the restaurant. While he was gone, a woman entered the restaurant and approached our table. She didn't look homeless but was dressed casually and had tattoos all over her face. She asked me if she could have some of our food. Feeling quite uncomfortable and not wanting to deal with the situation alone, I shook my head no. I didn't want to share our food, especially since it was our first date in a long time and we had worked hard to afford it. I was hoping the woman would understand and leave, but she persisted, looking at me expectantly. At that moment my partner returned with the condiments. He didn't notice my discomfort or the signals I was trying to send with my body language. When the woman repeated her request, he immediately said of course and went to the counter to get a takeaway box for her. He then offered her our share plate and told her to take whatever she wanted. The woman, noticing my displeasure, commented, "Oh, she doesn't look too happy," and then proceeded to finger the part of the meal that I had specifically ordered. This made me feel even more uncomfortable. She decided not to take that part and said to my partner, "Oh, I better just take something from your side instead." He stood there silently waiting for her to take what she wanted. As she packed up the food, she looked at me one last time and remarked, "Wow, you look angry," before leaving with the takeaway box. By this point, I had completely lost my appetite. I felt disrespected by both the woman and my partner. The situation made me feel invisible and disregarded, as if my feelings didn't matter. My partner, on the other hand, seemed genuinely confused by my reaction. He thought he was doing a kind deed by helping someone in need and couldn't understand why I was upset. He tried to comfort me by saying he had been in situations like that before and knew what it felt like to be in need. However, I felt judged by everyone in the restaurant and just wanted to leave. We decided to get a takeaway box for our remaining food, but I felt so ashamed and undeserving of it that I suggested we give it to a homeless person we saw on our way to the car. My partner agreed, but he was clearly upset. He walked ahead of me the whole time, and I struggled to keep up with him. When I finally caught up to him at the car, he was angry and couldn't understand why I was so upset. He tried to explain his perspective, saying that he was trying to do something nice and that I should have understood his intentions. I, on the other hand, tried to convey how his actions made me feel invisible and disregarded, but he said it was difficult to understand my point of view. We ended the night feeling disconnected and hurt, with both of us wondering if the other person was in the wrong. I genuinely felt bad for not wanting to share our food, but at the same time I felt that my partner's actions were dismissive of my feelings. I didn't know how to resolve the situation, and I felt torn between feeling guilty for not being more generous and feeling hurt by my partner's lack of consideration for my discomfort. The night, which started so promisingly, ended in disappointment and confusion. We both went to bed with unresolved feelings, and I couldn't help but wonder if I was the one in the wrong for not wanting to share our food with a stranger. Was I being selfish and unkind, or was my partner being inconsiderate of my feelings? The whole situation left me questioning my actions and my relationship. Reflecting on the evening, I realized that communication was a major issue. If we had communicated better, perhaps my partner would have noticed my discomfort and understood my reluctance to share our food. Similarly, if I had been more open about my feelings, he might have acted differently. The incident highlighted the importance of understanding and respecting each other's feelings, especially in situations where we might have different perspectives. Ultimately, this experience taught me that while generosity and kindness are important, moving forward, I hope we can learn from this and improve our communication to avoid similar misunderstandings. But for now, I'm left wondering, AITAH, for not wanting to share our food with a stranger and feeling disrespected by my partner's actions.